Welcome back, everybody. Diecast OutKast here. This is episode 15, and today I'm going to show you how I do my own spectraflame, candy paint, transparent colors, whatever you want to call it, on a budget. So I've noticed a lot of us customizers are doing these customs on a budget, whether we have a YouTube channel or not, and I thought I would share what I do with you guys and show you what I do on a budget and how I do it. Most of the supplies that I'm using to do these customs are either bartered for, or I have coupons, or I buy them used. Me and my family have a collection of real cars, and people think that we have a lot of money because we've got these, but the truth is we've done everything ourselves and learned how to do everything. Paint, engine work, interior, everything you need to have a nice car, we've learned to do it. And we could build a car that normally would be a $20,000 car and we'd have way less than $5,000 in it because we did everything ourselves, and that doesn't include our actual labor. So take your time, learn to barter, learn to get good deals, and you'll eventually have what you want for what you can afford. So today I'm going to teach you something that I have learned. I'm not actually going to build a car, but I'm going to paint these bodies here. I may end up doing a video for mid next week for our Paint It Pink challenge and show you one or two of these cars finished. These are things that I had laying around, and I never got around to finishing them, which is the story of my life. So these bodies I stripped in my hot as ball salsa. Then when they came out, I scrubbed them with a wire brush and then hit them with some 800 grit sandpaper, then 2000 grit sandpaper, then went back over it with a 4/0 steel wool, then used my Dremel tool with a cotton ball and polished it with some Mother's metal polish. Now these are two bottles of spectraflame that I had bought for future projects. This is an olive and the other is a hot pink for my Paint It Pink challenge that I'm going to do. I am going to do a red line. That's all I'm going to tell you for now. These two bottles was $35 shipped. So another way that you can do a transparent or candy paint is if you use the Candy 2.0 water-based Createx paints. This is blood red. This is what I used on one of my other ones I'll show you here in a minute. We have the green, we have the blue, and like I said, these are water-based paints. These are great paints to run through an airbrush. I really like them, but I really like using urethane myself. This is actually one of the Candy 2.0's blue that I did on a red line on a previous video. There's a 57 T-Bird. I believe it came out in 69 or 70. These are pretty close to a spectraflame that Hot Wheels used in the late 60s, early 70s. And here's a splitting image that I built in another previous video you can check out. I used a Createx water-based paint with it. It was the emerald green, I believe. Like I said, I really like these paints, but they can be a little bit tricky to deal with. For you guys that don't have airbrushes and are using aerosol cans, Duplicolor has a metal cast anodized coating. You can get blue, purple, and red, I believe, at the auto parts store. I believe you can get this at Hobby Lobby, but it is the sea glass, and they have a few colors that you can get that is a transparent, but you have to go over it with a clear because it is a matte finish, if I recall correctly. Every time I say it, I'm like, kick his ass, sea glass! And in the hobby section for $5, you can get a small can of Testors transparent red, and they have a few other colors as well. Now, if you heard the term candy apple red, that is a gold with a transparent red over the top of it, like this little red wagon that I did in a previous video. So when using the transparent candy or spectraflame color, whatever you use for the base will determine what the end product will look like. For example, if you use a gold, it will look totally different than if you use a silver base or if you use a polished base. Whatever you put over the top of that transparent wise is what the color is going to end up looking. So for my method, I'm going to show you how I mix it, and then I'm going to paint it over a body and a spoon so you could see what it looks like in the light with the curvature of the spoon. So what I use is a cheap Harbor Freight paint gun. You could buy these guns for like 20 bucks, and then I get the $10 no questions asked warranty on it, as well as the air filter with regulator. Make sure you use any coupons that you could find for Harbor Freight. And with the no questions asked warranty, I could bring that thing back anytime I want and get a brand new one. So since I work on cars and I do these little die casts, always having a gallon of clear with me, so I usually buy something cheap like this, 55 bucks for the clear and the activator. It's a 2K clear with the activator. I wouldn't suggest actually using it on the body of a real car, but these little die cast cars, it'll last forever. The clear that I have is a 4-to-1 mixture, which means 4 part clear, 1 part hardener. And then I'm going to add a little bit of this India ink, and I'll show you a better picture of it here in a minute. But we'll put a couple drops in there. I actually put too much in here, but it covered really well, so I'm okay with the results. I bought this India ink at Hobby Lobby with my 40% off coupon, and it ended up being under $4. One container will do probably 30 cars or more. Doesn't take much, and it's just a dye or a pigment that we use to add in with the clear. Yes, you can see in the background that there is a 1-to-1 scale of the Hot Wheels Mighty Maverick. It is a 1972. I'll be working on it one of these days. I ended up spraying 3 coats of this tinted clear on the car, and then went over the spoon a couple times with the clear coat that is tinted with the India ink. If you notice that when it's wet it has a haze to it, but once it comes in and dries, it turns crystal clear. Look at that result, and it is absolutely beautiful. The ink dissolved into the clear and it didn't separate or have any kind of reactions to it. And here is the duster body compared to a near mint Redline Beatnik Bandit that I had purchased. And you can see that the shine and the sheen is real close to the same. So now we're going to do it again with some 4-part clear, 1 part hardener, and then this time we're going to use some alcohol ink that I found at Hobby Lobby in another section. I wanted to see how it worked. When it pours in there, it dissolves and it mixes real nice. So you can get 3 bottles that is half an ounce for $11, but you know, if you use your coupon it's cheaper than that. Earlier this week I painted it, and this is what was left over, and I let it dry. You can see that it didn't separate. This will show you that the transparent paint will show up anything that is underneath it. Preparation is the key to a good paint job. So I also painted one of the spoons with this metallic silver, so you can see the difference between the chrome base and the silver base. The first coat and the second coat are usually really light tack coats, so you would have good adhesion later on. About 5 coats later, I think it turned out great. I still like the India ink a little bit better because it coats better in my opinion, but still, this turned out awesome. You can see it compared to the 68 Redline that I've got. And now you can see the transparent violet over the silver base and the chrome base. What you're looking at is the shiny polished base with a tinted clear over the top of it. That's how you get the candy look, the spectraflame look, the transparent color look. So here's a reminder of the polished metal bodies. I did do my own pink and spectraflame pink together, but I need to go back and put a whole bunch more coats on it. Pink is very hard to paint. The pink alcohol ink and the spectraflame pink mixed up and looked almost identical, and when they were beside each other they looked identical. But since I've never painted either one of them before, I'm going to have to do a little bit more research and a little bit more practice before I can perfect it. That's why I didn't put those in the video. In conclusion, you can put a couple drops of India ink and some 2K urethane clear and have your own spectraflame or candy paint. I'm actually going to do another YouTube channel where I restore mini bikes and go-karts, mailboxes, and I'll be using the same type of stuff on the custom paint jobs I do for those. Stay tuned. When I get this set up, I will let you guys know. So you can get 6 2-ounce bottles of spectraflame paint from a local vendor, or you can spend $50 on the clear and then another $30 on a sample set of India ink that will do well over 100 cars. That's my budget. Thank you for watching. You can catch me on YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat. And don't forget, coming out October 12th, 2019 is the Paint It Pink Challenge. I will do a video probably Wednesday and give you guys some more information. Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey.